What's going on, ladies and gents, and welcome back to another video. If you're new, my name is Lee, aka Rollin Thunder, and in today's video we're going to be talking about my 2013 Yamaha R1 and if it can be a everyday bike. So without further ado, sit back, relax, grab a cup of tea and let us get into the video. That cold start, baby. So, ladies and gents, how are we all doing? I hope you're doing well. I hope this cold weather isn't affecting you guys too much wherever you are, whether you be in the UK or further afield. Now, as the title of the video suggests, we're going to be talking about, is my 2013 R1 just as good, if not better, than my 2007 Ducati 1098S as an everyday bike? If you guys remember, I did a video quite some time ago on, is the 1098 a good all-rounder everyday kind of bike? Now in that video I did state a few points that I loved about the 1098 as an everyday bike, what it can do, what it can't do, and so on. And in today's video we are going to try and give the R1 the same treatment. So as you guys know, I've only owned the R1 for a little over a week now, so I'm still learning everything about the bike, you know, what she can do, what she can't do, what I can do with it, what I can't do with it, and so on. And what I'm going to try and attempt to do is I'm going to try and attempt to recreate that video that I made about the 1098 being an everyday bike, but using the R1. Now with the R1 being a 2013 bike, it is the best part of 6 years younger than my 1098, with less than half the mileage on it. And as you guys know, anyone who owns a Japanese bike or car will know, generally speaking, they're pretty much bulletproof. The 1098, however, was not one of those machines, and let's face it, it never has been and it probably never will be. But what I'm going to try and do, I'm going to try and do a fair assessment on the R1 as to whether or not it can, could or should be used as an everyday bike, if it's comfortable enough to be used as an everyday bike, and would I recommend it. Now straight off the bat, in traffic, you would instantly say as a sports bike, no, it's definitely not one of those bikes you should be commuting on if you can help it. However, as you guys know as well, I am a bit of a glutton for punishment, and again, as you guys know, sports bikes are very much my thing. Whether it be V-twins, V4s, inline 4s, cross-plane crank, 4 cylinders, like this, right here. But the point I'm trying to make is, or the point I'm trying to get to, should I say, is that is this bike, the 2013 Big Bang R1, usable as an everyday bike? And with it being 1000cc, well, a 998cc should I say, but let's just call her a litre bike just for sake of argument, you know, no one's going to argue over 2cc, you know what I mean? She is a 1000cc bike, stroke litre bike, whatever you want to call them, and she has got a claimed, now I'm only going by what I've found specs wise online, she has a claimed 182 bhp. Now this, in comparison to the 1098, is approximately 22 bhp more. But then again, oh dear lord, that was an accident waiting to happen right there. But when you look at the way the engine's configured, obviously a V-twin puts its power down a hell of a lot differently to an inline 4. And that's partially what drew me to the R1 initially when I first bought it. Or should I say, when I was looking to buy an R1. I've always loved the Big Bang shape, this particular generation especially. The new 2015 onward shape is okay, but because I'm one of these gazers that love symmetry, having the exhaust hanging out the side really wasn't for me. And with having so many Ducatis in the past, the underseat exhaust just worked for me. You know, the aggressive styling just worked for me. The shape of the bike just works for me as well. You know, I'm not the tallest person in the world, I'm just about 6 foot, but in comparison to the 1098, this is a bit wider, as you can appreciate, with it being across the frame 4-cylinder bike. So as you can see, from where the tank ends to where the fairings end, the R1 is about 2.5 inches wider compared to the 1098. But the thing that you need to bear in mind, again, with the majority of superbikes, especially the Japanese ones, 9 times out of 10 they are across the frame 4s. But with the R1 being slightly different in terms of its firing order, that's what makes it different to all the other Japanese bikes on the market. I mean, obviously you've got like your pre-Big Bang R1s, which were absolutely brutal machines by all accounts. I've never ridden one, so please don't take my word for it. You've got the Kawasaki's, you've got the ZX10s, now you've got the ZX10 RR, I think it is, or whatever they're doing these days. You've got the Honda Fireblade RRR, they've got the Honda Fireblade SP, you've got the Suzuki GSX-R 1000 RR, you've got, I know it's not Japanese as such, but you've got the BMW S1000RR. You know, you've got all these different bikes that use the traditional across the frame 4-cylinder, but what makes them all the same and makes this R1 different is the firing order. Now, if you guys are familiar with R1s in general, like from 2009 to 2014, and then from 2015 to 2021, which is where we're currently at, because I don't believe they've released a 2022 R1 just yet, but knowing Yamaha, there'll be one in the pipeline very soon. The cross-plane crank motor, or CP4, is insane. It's absolutely fucking ballistic. As a motor itself, with its very unique firing order, it sounds like a twin at low RPM, and obviously at idle as well. But if you actually listen to her, you can almost hear the offset cylinders, or offset crank, as you can hear it firing. It's so distinctive. Excuse me. There's not many bikes on the market that can boast having this unique engine sound. I mean, yes, okay, the Aprilia's got the RSV4 motor, which sounds biblical in itself. You've got the Ducati Panigale V4, again, sounds biblical, but I could never afford one because my insurance would kill me. And as you guys know, I am a Ducati person at heart, but when the opportunity came to get something different like the R1, I couldn't really say no. It was a good price, it's in good condition, had relatively low miles, at about 14,600 and something miles, so it wasn't a very heavily molested bike. I mean, naturally, with being 6 years old, it has been through a few hands, and one owner and another have done different things to it. For example, one owner, I believe from new, put a Kropowicz exhaust on her. Now, as far as I'm aware, it's just a slip-on set of cans, it's not a full system. However, I've been reliably informed that the headers on this bike are titanium. So if I wanted to decat this all together, all I would need to do is get a decat Y pipe, they call it, I think, and I could pick one of those up between 100, 150 quid, something like that. So the majority of the hard work's been done for me in terms of spec wise. I mean, that's different. There's still more than a few things I'd like to do to this bike. For example, I want to get a few bits of carbon fibre here and there on her. Like, I want to replace these bits with carbon fibre, the swing arm the swing arm cover I want in carbon fibre, the frame I want covered in carbon fibre. What else do I want to do? I want to get a quick shifter as well, ironically enough. Now, I've heard the newer shape R1 with a quick shifter, and it sounds absolutely nuts. It sounds so fucking good that I want a quick shifter on this if one ever became available. I mean, I know there are a few brands on the market that do aftermarket quick shifters for this generation of R1 and the newer ones and so on and so forth, so I know I can get one. It's just a question of how much it is, because I believe a quick shifter on its own is about 300 quid roughly. Well, naturally I don't have that kind of money right now, but if any of my followers happen to be in the UK and they know of a motorcycle show called the MCN Bike Show or MCN Motorcycle Show, which is running from the 11th of February to the 13th of February, I will be attending on the Saturday. So if you happen to be in the area, or if you happen to be at the show, I will be there, just mooching around with the missus, you know, as you do. So if you recognise me or you see me, feel free to come and say hello. I won't bite your head off or anything like that. I'm not that way inclined, so it's always nice to meet subscribers and supporters of the channel. So if you happen to be there, feel free to come and say hello. But anyway, back to the topic at hand. I want to get the bike in a position where I can actually enjoy her, and what I mean by that is there's a couple of little bits I want to get. Ah, doggy! As I was saying, fuck me, I'm getting so distracted tonight. As well as a quick shifter and a few bits of carbon fibre here and there, I want to get braided hoses for this, just like I did with the 1098. If you guys remember, I got hell braided hoses for the front of the Ducati. I'd like to be able to do the same thing on this. Whether or not I would go with red braided hoses like I did on the 1098 or not is another matter. I mean, if this was your bike, what kind of braided hoses would you go with? Red, black, white, see-through? I don't know. There's so many different variations on the market these days, you know, it's difficult to make a choice. But anyway, I'm getting way off topic here. Is this bike a good everyday bike? In all honesty, I want to say yes, but at the same time, until I've learned her properly, I don't want to say yes. You know, I don't want to commit to saying yes entirely because I'm not 100% sure. But for now, in terms of, you know, the week or so that I've been riding her, I'm wanting to say yes, this is a good everyday bike. You know, she's got the 3 different rider modes, which is always handy. So depending on the conditions, I can obviously adapt my riding style accordingly. Naturally, if the weather's a bit shit, like it has been over the last couple of weeks, I can indeed put her into B mode, which is technically a rain mode, if I'm honest. A little bit of beanage. A little bit naughty, I know, but fuck it, why not? But in regards to the rider modes, okay, it's not something that I had on the 1098. And I'll be honest, it's probably something that I wouldn't miss on the 1098 either. But what I can say, in what I get out of each mode, they're very different. For example, A mode is way too aggressive for street riding, in my opinion. It really is way too aggressive for general street riding. Standard mode is a little bit softer, but I would say definitely more usable. Definitely more, what's the word? Definitely more accommodating for everyday street riding. I mean, okay, I am still fucking feeling my way around the clutch and, you know, getting the biting point and the throttle balance and stuff like that, but, you know, that will come with time. And I was talking to Adrian Nicolodia not too long ago about purchasing this bike, and I told him that I was having a hard time with changing gears and whatnot, and he hit the nail on the head for me, really. I just need seat time. Once I've had a few weeks in the saddle, I'll be right at home, I reckon. I mean, I'm not going to lie, I feel at home already, but I know I could feel better. Do you know what I mean? We've been an R1 owner for literally just over a week or so. What can I say? She purrs, she runs, even in fucking standard mode, she's got more than enough grunt behind her to do one of two things. Well, should I say one of three things. Put a smile on my face, put a lump in my trousers, or scare the living piss out of me. Either way, doesn't matter which mode it is, still got more than enough grunt to do it. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The brakes on this bike, compared to anything else I've ridden, bar the 1098, absolutely mental. They're so progressive, so strong. You know, I can't really fault them. But like I said, I'm still feeling everything out on the bike. But as an everyday bike, you know, my final thoughts really, well, my initial final thoughts, should I say? Yes, this R1, in any big bang R1, I think, from 2009, 2009 even, pardon me, all the way through to 2021, I would say, if you've got the bike set up for you properly, like suspension wise and power management wise and whatever else, then no problem whatsoever. Admittedly, I am riding this very, very gently compared to what I would do on the 1098, but that's literally down to the fact that I'm still feeling the bike out. Do you know what I mean? Ask me the same questions that I'm answering now in a month, 2 months, 6 months, whatever, I'll probably give you slightly different answers. However, once I'm used to the bike, I will be giving you guys a much more in-depth breakdown of the R1, what she can do, what she cannot do, what I like about it, what I don't like about it, and everything in between. And as always guys, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. Don't forget to tap the like button, ring the bell, tick the notification box so you're kept up to date with all new content when it comes out. Also, just to let you guys know, or should I say let you in, should I say, to a little secret, I will be starting, or opening should I say, my own merch shop. So you guys can have part of the history with me. There'll be things like t-shirts, hoodies, bags, stickers, you know, all the usual stuff. So if you want to be part of that, make sure to keep your eyes open for that, because there will be an announcement either through my community tab or via my Facebook page or Instagram. And again, I've put links to all of those in the description. So if you want to follow me on Instagram or Twitter or anything like that, then, or if you want to reach out to me, there's a contact email address in the description as well. So feel free to sign up, join up, follow me, at me in any of your posts or anything like that. You know, any publicity is good publicity in my eyes. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you have been absolutely fucking awesome. I have been Lee, aka Rollin Thunder, saying look after yourselves, look after each other, stay safe on the roads, be safe, be happy, be aware of COVID-19, and as always, adios!